All right, so the glue's drying on the canoe with those wood slats on. What we need to start thinking about is our paddle. And there's no point of having a canoe without a paddle. I mean, you're not going to get anywhere. You're kind of up a creek. So some of the things that I have done, I've taken just basically Baltic birch, glued it up, and then basically turn it on a lathe for both ends, especially in terms of mounting, if you will, my blades. My blades are fairly simple. They're basically just leftover stock. You might be able to see that I've gone through and I've shaped them in order to get a bit of a curve. And then I will fiberglass the front side and, if you will, the back side in order to give some of that rigidity to it. It's kind of fun just to do these because then each paddle is definitely unique. Mine's obviously a one piece, totally custom built to me. However, if you're online, you can find scraps of composite material. It's always kind of cool to be able to do that. And then this time I tried an insert. We'll see how it turns out because I would like to make a two-piece, but I've never done that. So I've got a lot of learning to do with these composites. What I'd really like to discuss real quick is from your scraps, find some of the prettiest stuff you can get your hands on, and then go ahead and start cutting out your templates. One of the things that I did make a mistake in my first paddle, you'll notice that my center of gravity or my shaft is a little bit low. The paddle tends to ride, if it's up on the deck or whatever, upside down, and then I'm always twisting and rotating it. So when you think about your paddle design, think about how you're going to have that blade. You'll notice that I positioned that blade to be much higher this time, so hopefully that will make a difference in terms of how it's balanced in my hands. I'm going to make several sets of paddles since we're trying to make several canoes with the leftover scrap material. So these are all the slats that we had, and when I cut them down, I saved them because I know I need my front and back deck for the front part. We'll cut a hole, strengthen the back side so that we're able to actually hold and carry the canoe. So this has already been glued up. Very light, very simple, very easy. I'm also going to try and do the same thing with a paddle set. I've got some more of this saved up. We'll glue them, fiberglass them. I'm trying to even think about how to do a custom bend in that. But again, I want to make sure things are more efficient rather than just wasted time. So those are some of the things in terms of making your custom paddles. Shapes, figure out whatever shape you want to do. You could do some simple trapezoid like the old Greenland kayaks paddles. Very traditional, very just straightforward. Or you can get very fancy in terms of designing some of your blades. So let's start working on some of those pieces. All right, so we're gonna do traditional bar clamps, two bottom, two top, and then we will also squeeze the boards with some wax paper and clamps in order to get everything flat all the way across. So these are just gonna be a set of striped flat panel paddles, and hopefully these will be just sufficient for what we need to do in the water. Let's go ahead and start this. All right, so there we have it. I'm going to put in another piece. I got to find some more scrap and some wax paper because this is longer than the other set that I just glued up. So you'll notice that this middle set I did not glue. That's because there's two paddle sets here. So that was why I did some of that. But we're just going to go ahead and let it set. I'll finish up over here. Just do a quick little double check to make sure everything's aligned. And then we will have two paddles glued up ready to work with.